Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's that time. It's tarot time with Cindy, my friends. You did see a disclaimer before this video. I would like to just clarify that the last two videos that have come out on my channel, I pre-recorded them many days ago. I did not consider when those videos were coming out and what was going on in the world. I had my own things going on in my life, to be quite honest. I just do the readings, I give them to collective, and I move on. I have expressed many times in the videos how I feel about politicians in general on both sides. I do not view them as correct or incorrect. I really don't have a lot of faith in the political system around the world right now, to be quite honest. So when I am going to be doing these readings, because Spirit has pulled out some interesting cards here. You already see me. I've got this up here. I shuffled it ahead of time, and mostly because I'm using the Wild Unknown Archetype deck, and I do like to give myself a little bit of time between pulling out those cards and getting the messages from those cards, because they're pretty in-depth. So that was the reason I did that. I had planned the reading to do that today, so I would have a moment before I started discussing the reading with you. But this is a pretty intense reading. And I'm actually also glad that I pulled the cards live so you could see them, because I have no political agenda. I need you to understand that. I do not have any political agenda. I live in Canada. That's not to mean that I'm not part of a political system. I'm in one. Yes, I am. But I myself believe, well, no, it's not that I believe, it's as I know. Every human being is corrupt. Every human being is corruptible. And yeah, so I don't look towards other people to save me. I don't do that. And I connect with God. I actually, as I'm doing my readings right now, the last couple of weeks, I've been specifically asking for Jesus and the angels that support that energy to come in. I've always asked for divine love and light to come into my readings. That is where I stand on that. So if it feels like at any time a reading is swaying in a certain direction about a political situation, it is not coming from me. Okay? I need you to understand that. It is coming from Spirit. So you take what you want, you do whatever you want with it. You want to attack the message, that's fine, but you're taking it to God. Okay? You are not. I'm just the antenna. I've just turned on the radio and here it comes, baby. So, after saying all of that, we're going to get into the reading, my friends. So this reading is about your energy. This is, I'm asking the collective. This is just doing a regular reading today. I'm asking for the collective, and I specifically asked, what do you want to talk to the collective about today, God? That's it. Show me them. Show me what energy is for their highest good, and show me what energy is not for their highest good. At first, I was going to sit down and do this reading and say, you, your friend, your foe. And I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to draw lines between friends and foes right now. I just want to look at what is for your highest good and what is not for your highest good. So you saw the cards come out. Now, the collective is showing up right now. The Wolf and the Destroyer. Really, really fascinating energy. And there's an incredible synchronicity to the end when we talk about the energy that is not for your highest good right now. It takes us right back to something here. So the Wolf is all about kind of lovingly protecting the pack. I've made like little notes here, so if I'm looking down, that is it, because there was an awful lot to take in when I sat down with these cards, and channeling some of it, yes, absolutely. But I just want to get into what has been like very analytically shown to me about these cards. So we can run into trouble with this energy when we assume that every member of the pack must follow us. Now, this also talks about, which is interesting, it also talks about, so you could take this on a very personal level, and it can be seen that way. You could also look at as a very global level. but it talks about the importance of not expecting the child to follow in your footsteps, which is interesting because the energy that is showing up as part of what is not for your highest good is the father. So there could be something very specific in your own life in this reading, and please take it that way if that's how it resonates with you. So it's not about forcing others to walk in your footsteps, but it is also not allowing yourself to be forced to walk into others' footsteps. So you yourself could be, you don't necessarily have to be a father, but you could have some type of leadership or some type of active energy here. And you may want someone to see things your way, or to go in a specific direction, or to follow a road that you started paving. Well, that showing up is not necessarily the best thing. When we say road paving, it's also interesting because there's an elephant walking down a road, like following something. Okay, can you hear that? It could also be, right, like you could be dealing with a father or a strong figure here who might be trying to force you down a particular path, or this is how I've done it and this is how you need to do it. This is a very, very strong energy right now that's coming in for what the collective is. I absolutely love what y'all's highest good is. We're going to get there in a minute. Now, we have the Destroyer card. The Destroyer card talks about swift, direct blows that redirect our lives. This is a very strong energy. It is also associated with Kali, Shiva, and Apophis. So Kali being death and the destroyer, Shiva also being but the benevolent and fearsome. So, right, like I believe, right, Shiva is the one that destroyed everything so that the only thing that was left was love. So there is benevolence in that, but it's also pretty fucking terrifying, right? Apophis, I looked up Apophis, wasn't as familiar with it. Took me also to an asteroid, which I am very strongly called to pull some cards out on. Not sure about the calculation. I just need to confirm something because the dates that we're coming up with Apophis are in full alignment with, anyways, I won't get into that right now. Okay, Apophis is the enemy to the sun. This energy, right, has appeared as a serpent, and it was always in the underworld trying to capture the sun and prevent it from coming up and rising again. This is an intense fucking energy. It's crazy. It really is. Y'all saw me shuffle it and pull it out, right? And I'm clarifying that because, again, there's so many people that have their own political agendas. They come into these readings and they assume that because they do, that I do. I think politics is bullshit right across the line. I think it's become so polarized. Nobody gets along anymore. Just like, it's just become crazy, right? I do not support any of them anymore. I really don't. I support God. I support, as an oracle reader, I support the truth that's going to come through from a higher source. It's all. Anyways, okay? I don't have an agenda. I don't fucking care anymore. I just want to breathe fresh air, have a safe home, and be happy. It's really honestly it. Okay? So this is very intense. I'm picking up an intense energy. It's not necessarily what I wanted to do today, but again, I do this as, it's like, I guess God has chosen me to do this, and here I am. So now I'm gonna show you each one of these as I have like gone into the books and looked at them in depth, right? We're gonna do that with each one. I'm gonna pull tarot out for these, and at that point, that's where I'm gonna kind of let it flow and let the intuition move through this. Okay, so the energy that is for your highest good right now. It's also interesting. It's the otter, but it comes with the fault line. So, God, the spirit is just genius. Okay, so the otter talks about, right, this is your highest good. This is what serves for your highest good right now. This is joyful playfulness for life without the presence of doubt, worry, or fear. So it is not to allow fear and worry because those are really low frequencies, to override you, right? Like, it's not to, because there's a very important aspect going on. It's the fact that Spirit pulled out the fault line with this. So it is, right? I want to clarify that it is joyful playfulness within life. It is trying to look towards life in that way, trying to incorporate and find where you can place joyfulness and playfulness in your life at this moment in time. And that can't exist with doubt, worry, and fear, because those are low frequency. They're low frequency. Now, this is where we get into the fault line. The fault line specifically is saying, don't deny the shakiness that is afoot. It's, you know, and I see it as this, it reminds me of this very much, of like, you know, growing up here in Canada and, you know, skating on the ice and all that shit. And a lake that doesn't have a lot of currents going on, you can take trucks and you can do all sorts of shit with that. You know, you got to be careful. You got to know the lake. Don't just take a truck out on a lake. You got to know it. But so where I'm going with this is because the ice is always expanding and contracting, a lot of expansion while it continues to freeze and get bigger and bigger and thicker, and it'll shift up onto the shore. But you'll develop these big cracks in the ice, and they can be huge. But you can see down like how deep that, but it's solid. Now this is telling us that it's not. It's not to deny that the ground isn't shaky and that there's something dramatic happening to the foundation, right? I think that's kind of like, it's not to just be blindly happy, but it is to tell. So you got to work on finding a balance here, I guess, right? So don't deny the shakiness that is afoot. Prepare yourself for change instead of just walking on this fault line like pretending everything is okay. If any of you have these decks and you got the book with it, you can go in there. Like, it's just literally what this, I'm not making this shit up. Okay. So we're not going to pretend that everything is just, you know, okay. There is a dramatic change that is happening. Now, the fault line is also interesting. I get this. It doesn't really talk about it in the book, but it's a message that has always come in with this card for me, is that sometimes you can find yourself kind of, the crack forms right between your own feet, and you find yourself at a moment here where, what do I do here? What do I, like, it's almost like the change is even like, you feel maybe even that do I jump over here or do I jump over here? Also an interesting symbolism going on with that. Okay. So this is a foundational shift that will alter current dynamics from the ground up. This is redefining reality. Okay? It is like to acknowledge that and to see it. And to see where that takes us, right? To see. The otter is looking like, yeah, I'm going to find joy. I want to say it's important too. Just because like any dark energies on the planet may be trying to create negative feelings, getting people in negative energies to fuel their own dark forces. Your highest good here, guys, is to try to not deny that there is profound change taking place. If in any way that you feel like these changes may not be beneficial to you, prepare yourself for those changes, right? I mean, literally, Spirit's like being really logical here with you. Now, if you think that these are changes that are going to be beneficial for you, prepare for them. Like, absolutely do that. It's to be prepared. It is not to deny that there is a dramatic change that's taking place. But definitely be mindful of the doubt, worry, and fear, and that is not something that you are manifesting with. Okay, that's your highest good. Now, the energy that is not for your highest good is frigging fascinating. So as with the others, you know, I was making like little notes here to kind of, because there's a lot to take in. Once I got to the Father, I stopped making notes. I thought, I'm just going to read from the book when we get here. But first I want to talk about the elephant. So the elephant is so interesting, right? Like, the elephant for me is like taking steps through the darkness and not really knowing what the destination is. So that is also interesting because that's not in your highest good. Your highest good right now is not this is not supportive of your highest good, like everything that I'm going to be talking about here. And it is that. It's like walking through the darkness and not necessarily knowing what the destination is and just seeing one step at a time. So it's kind of telling me that the highest good for you is to see the long-term destination, okay? So the elephant is, wow, interesting. It talks about the destroyer of obstacles, right? Which kind of also leans into Ganesh. We talked about Shiva and Kali with the wolf. That is the collective energy, the destroyer. There's things are being broken down. I feel that we do live in a society at this point where, for the most part, there is very little support for the highest good of others. The road to hell is paved with an awful lot of good intentions. How we correct that, I don't have the answers for it. So I recognize that something's not right. And yeah, well, anyways, so we're going to, the destroyer of obstacles, auspicious and wise. Now, the path will soon become clear if you're feeling stuck. Now, it's like that's not for your highest good. I mean, I want to say maybe thinking that. Well, everything will make sense, you know. It'll be shown to me. It's not auspicious and wise. But this whole energy now, it's also described as also known for creating obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. But again, that's not for our highest good. Now I'm gonna just take a pause there for a moment. One of the reasons that I kind of like don't really lean too much into right, left, and all that shit anymore is because I don't really think that we're making choices anymore. It reminds me, like I am very much reminded of how my ex, I'm just going to put out there, God bless him, put that, was not the best at making quick decisions. And when I was pregnant, I needed to get the baby's room ready. And I wanted to allow him to participate in making some of the choices for that. And I needed curtains ASAP. And I thought, I can't take months to make this decision. So what I did was I went to the store and I bought like 3 or 4 sets of curtains. I liked them all. It didn't matter what he chose. I liked them all. And then I brought them home and I laid them out and I said, which one? You know, I reduced the choices. I made it simple, but also it didn't matter what he chose because it was in favor of me. I kind of feel like things are like that a little bit right now. That's kind of how I feel. But anyways, so understand that because it's like it's saying, this is what, like I steered him towards, but I did it because I needed curtains on the baby's rooms. And it was still, you know, I was still trying to be democratic in my process. Okay, so you get, right? So in a way, did I create obstacles in that situation? I don't know that I did that. I reduced the choices, but the choices were all still given by me. So it didn't matter what y'all chose. It was still in favor of me. That literally comes across strongly with this card. So it's kind of something to think about. Now, well, that's for the most part what we're getting with this card. Again, this is not for the highest good. It's not for your highest good. It's not really, maybe it's not seeing the true path here. Now, the Father is right, is part of what is not for your highest good. So I started, it's the masculine, the protector. And that also to be very interesting. So there is a masculine saying something about protecting. Anyways, okay. Hi, Larry. Yeah, we probably do need your energy right now, honey. But yeah, he's standing, he's going to sit on the Father. On the Father, the glowy white orb. Okay. The great Father, the masculine, the protector. Alongside the mother, the Father. Now, you got to remember, this is coming up as not for your highest good. alongside the mother. The father resides in the central axis of the archetypal family. The father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine. Thus, he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty, wisdom, and loyalty. Yet, ironically and simultaneously, the father is often absent, literally and or emotionally. Through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both the guardian and one who leaves us to the wolves. Okay, wait a second. So Larry, yeah, I know that you come in, but then you also distract me from how I'm putting pieces to the puzzle together. You can just lay down. Just lay down. Don't give me that look. Okay. No, I'm not using my hand for that right now. Through the absence, okay. He is both the guardian and one who leaves us to the wolves. Isn't that crazy? You got the wolves here. That's you guys. That's your energy. I feel like this is one of those readings that, philosophers could look at this and you could pick this apart on many different levels. I think it is the kind of reading that could be done. Can you stop? It's kind of annoying, Larry. I don't want your ass in my face right now. No. Thank you. Laying down is good. Thank you. Here, yet gone. The champion and the failure. The father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherent in the archetype itself. Witnessing the father's limitations allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world. There's so many levels to this. Okay, honey. If you can't find a spot to just lay down, you gotta go. Thank you. All right, so there's this sense here of the duality of the masculine energy, right? The archetype of the father. It holds this ironic and simultaneous energy where it exists, it is present, and in its presence it is powerful, but it can also, right? Like it's talking about don't force the child to follow in your own footsteps. But over here, with what's not for the highest good, it also talks about not being completely absent. Like it needs to kind of come in center, right? I kind of want to say it's like to be supportive, this masculine energy, if it was more in the highest good, it would be to be supportive, but also open. Right? Like you do not have to follow in my footsteps, but I am also still there. Well, that's interesting. So when it's in the light, it's supportive, strategic, regal, kind, authority. When it's dark, it's disappearing, disappointing, devastated by failures. Wow, go deeper. Saturn devouring his son by both Peter Paul Rubens and Francisco Goya. Become a student of this masculine energy. Watch the father in movies, in Shakespeare plays. See the father as a pattern, not a persona, not as personal. There's an awful lot being discussed here on like how, I guess, masculine energy is even viewed, and the role of that as well, which is fascinating. Read poems about the father. Sharon Olds' His Stillness. William Blake's Little Boy Lost. My gosh. At this point, I'm not even gonna look at the comments on this one. I'm not even going there. Okay, so you can say all you want. I'm not gonna participate. I'm just delivering this and then I'm going. Okay. I'm gonna add tarot to this. The collective is the wolf destroyer. A leader in the pack. You all are being shown as like, right, like leaders in the pack. But there's clearly something going on that can't be denied. So it's almost like to say, right, like if you're with the pack, if you're leading the pack, and suddenly the ground starts to shift, you also have to allow, right? I'm trying to stay open. I'm trying to stay as open as I possibly can here because, I don't know, I'm a tarot reader, and what do you do when the world is really, polarized and there's intensity here? So I gotta just read it, right? Like I could also even say, like, just looking at this for myself, is like I cannot force. I'm not meant to force anyone on a particular path, but I'm also meant to try to uplift your energies, right? So, yeah. Because there's something's going on here with the destroyer. Like, it's like you're experiencing this. Maybe some of you are parents and there are dramatic changes happening in your world. Could be your personal world, could be more outwardly, and being the support mechanism in that. It's very important to avoid forcing others to walk in your footsteps or to allow yourself to be forced to walk into another's footsteps here. Or is it? Or is that part of the thing that is to be destroyed? So that's why I'm going to the tarot. Usually the oracle cards are all like, the world is love and light. Get into tarot. Oh, jeez. The Ten of Swords is coming out with the wolf. Okay. So, ego death through betrayal. The destroyer. Oh my God, the Three of Swords. Wow, guys, the energy is so intense. So intense. It's so intense. I'm going to tell you, as an empath, I felt it so hard yesterday. I went to visit a friend. I was like really trying to keep it. Boy, yeah, it's intense. Okay. But now if we destroy, see, now here's the other crazy thing with this, is oh yeah, the elephant, did I write it down? Where was it? There's somewhere here. Something is, oh, I missed it on here. This is your energy. This wolf, no, this destroyer card is also symbolized by a black dog in certain cultures, right? And that's what's looking at us through here. The eyes of this black dog or wolf. Like, it's uncanny, right? It's absolutely uncanny. And I feel that this energy, when I look at the collective, there's some sort of leadership here that it's like honestly, like, yeah, it's destroyed. A sense of leadership, a sense of who you were, because the Ten of Swords is the destruction of the ego. But it's also about painful betrayals. Destroying, if we are destroying the Three of Swords, are we feeling the Three of Swords? Because, I don't know, if this fault line? Are we destroying things around us to repair, to destroy this, to remove heartbreak? Your energy is just fascinating. My third eye is doing that twitch thing. Oh, it feels so funny. Yeah, it's just like... The Ace of Swords, the Son of Pentacles, okay. Now, the Five of Swords. Now, this is the thing. This Son of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords comes across as this to me. It's like a long road forward to find the truth. That's not for your highest good. Like, y'all are, it's almost like Now, this is also interesting. Because this looks like, right, this deer almost like it's pushing against this young deer, and it's a son pushing against this truth. Some of you, you know, like this could be, it really could be specific. Like you desire your child to follow in your footsteps and whatever that means, you know? And there could be a desire for that to happen because you don't feel like you've accomplished what you could have, or you were defeated in something, so you want your child to take this on and be successful in it. Like that's very strong here in this energy as well. And right, the Five of Swords is like at any cost, whatever, Larry's fluff now, at whatever, any cost it takes to do that. So, you know, nobody comes out winning with the Five of Swords. So it's also like, looking at this, like let's just say it's a parental figure and you want your child to follow in your footsteps and you want them to do that because of this energy, because you were defeated on that path, or your sense of self was compromised on that path. You didn't reach what you hoped you would reach in it. Your kid doesn't want to do it, right? It's like, because this is where this is coming across with, maybe your kid doesn't want to do it. So even if you force them on that path, I mean, it talks about that clearly with this wolf card. If you force them on that path, you still haven't really won because it's not your accomplishment. But then it could end up being this child's accomplishment, but it wasn't what they wanted. So, right, like it's a very interesting dynamic that's come out with those tarot cards. So now, your highest good. Your highest good. Okay, you got the Eight of Pentacles. Well, this came out first. The Eight of Wands and the Daughter of Cups. It's giving me that with the otter, like whistle while you work. Whistle while you work. Whistle while. The Eight of Wands and the Daughter of Cups. Okay. It's to expect. Well, the Eight of Wands feels so dramatic, doesn't it? The way it's like this bolt of lightning hitting the ground and causing a fault line here. Like it's like that. It's like a lightning strike that causes a crack in the earth. The spider and the web have come through the last little while, like indicating when things become easier to manifest. There's been this symbolism between the bat and the spider that's been coming on the channel. And I'm really still getting this energy with the spider and the web here of, you know, no longer flying. Like both the spider and the bat are looking for the same sustenance, but they're doing it in different ways. The bat is incredibly active doing this, flying through the night, catching the insects, where the spider is just like hanging tight and it comes to me. Right? So the difference in that dynamic has been shown, and it's sitting here. And it is associated, right, with a playfulness. I do feel like there's a strong. The cards that have come out are so specific today, and it really is, right? Like you cannot manifest this. You cannot have this abundance coming into your webbing through doubt, worry, and fear. That this abundance comes to you through playfulness for life, joy, focusing on that, finding it. I mean, and one of the things to do, like, honestly, like, 99% of the time, anything that's, like, being reported in the news is not my personal experience. So, I just, like, what is my life right now? What do I see unfolding in front of me? I took Lily for a walk, and everyone was quite friendly on the sidewalk. I was like, good morning, oh, good morning, and there. And now here I am. So, right, because this is hope. This is my little hope card. With the Daughter of Cups. It is like the beginnings of rainbows. That is for your highest good. Your highest good right now is to understand that you can manifest for yourself in a much easier way than you may think. It is not to be blind to whatever challenges, you know, might be coming ahead. I mean, it's also to be like, you know, if winter's coming, you're going to be, who is it? Is it the ant and the grasshopper in that scenario? Where the ant is diligently collecting what I need. I'm getting everything I need for the winter. The ant is planning ahead. Now, whistle while you work. It's also got that energy, right? The ant could still be making that fun. I'm just going to like do what I can do today. Get my stuff in there. And the grasshopper's like, I'm having fun, but I'm not doing any work. And then winter comes and the grasshopper shit out of luck. Right? So it is saying that you can manifest here, put the work in, and the work is not being blind to changes going on around you, right? So, okay, now let's see what tarot cards come out with the fault line. Oh my God! The Tower. I said it's like a lightning strike. This is for your highest good. There's a really big change going on. The Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So that's very interesting as well. Oh, actually, no. I got to follow. Okay, there should be one more. Oh my God, the Sun. Okay, because I'm just laying this out the same way that I did for the other. There's one card for the Destroyer. We got the Three of Swords. There's one card for the fault line, which is the Tower. And then I pulled out 3 cards at the bottom to give me a bigger explanation. We are going, you can take yourselves, guys, you can take yourselves from a low frequency, you can take yourselves from lack, sorry, it's in this order, from physical lack into balance, into even sharing. Once you have enough to share, to give of yourself, and the clarity, self-actualization. Self-actualization is not denied to you right now. Truth and clarity is not denied to you right now. This fault line could even represent like realities. I mean, what reality do you choose for yourself right now? That's in your highest good. Such a beautiful reading if we can all definitely come into it and not bring politics. Not bring, right? Like not politicize spiritual. What God is telling you. Yeah, anyway, okay. So... the Elephant. So fascinating. This is this shit. The Elephant and the Father is not for your highest good. Why is so... Whoa, look at that. The tree. Right, there's the tree. And there's the duality of the tree. The black and the white. Duality of the tree. And then the highest good is the tree destroyed. The Elephant is the Mother of Wands. So this is creative force. It's also like protecting the eggs, protecting the eggs. The Father, the Daughter of Pentacles. Okay, so removing, because the Elephant removes obstacles, and we have the Mother here. And then with the Father, we have the Daughter. Now, I got to say something here. There could be something very specific for someone where there's some sort of family dynamic that's going through a change here, and there's some sort of attempt, I don't know, to maybe remove a mother and have the father raise a daughter. There's something weird there. Like that's not, this dynamic is not, it's not for the highest good. So what are the 3 cards that come with this? The Four of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Five of Cups. Now the other way this also comes across, okay, because there's something going on with the relationship here. These could even be in marriages. Like, I don't know, maybe some of you are having difficulty in relationships because of dramatic changes happening in the world. Now, if there is any obvious, if there's any abuse happening at the hands of one of a parental figure, and there's something going on here to try to remove a child from that, it's not what Spirit is talking about. Like, that's not in the best interest of the child. No, that would be. This is, it's almost like the best interest, not of the best interest, are relationships that leave people feeling sad. It's like, right? Like, so that's not in the best interest here. The father, I don't know, protecting or removing obstacles or putting obstacles in the path of the daughter. Obstacles, right? It's really, there's so much duality right here. I mean, there's the mother and the daughter. There's the elephant, which Ganesh is a masculine energy as well, and the father. And then we have, like, the Four of Wands is like marriage and celebration. Two of Cups, a union of two people feeling the same way, but then the Five of Cups is sad. I really kind of feel like this little section here is almost something that you could philosophize about a bit. I'm going to clarify it. There's the lightning strike with the Hierophant. Wow, the Seven of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So, replanning, lightning, damn. A new plan forward and a lightning strike. It's interesting, right? With the key and the lightning, the idea of electricity, harnessing electricity, as it is above, so be it below. I do feel like that there is something being said here about structures coming apart. But there's also something here about, like that's inevitable. There's something here inevitable about structures, a foundation coming apart with these cards. And even trying to understand what your identity is in this as well. Forcing truth at any cost. Forcing truth at any cost. I do feel like that this message is coming across, telling just like everybody keep an open mind here, because nobody knows possibly where this is all going. We're all going. But there's something here about So, okay. I'm going to leave it at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the eternal child is at the bottom. Wow, isn't that crazy? Let's just read that, shall we? The eternal child. That's part of the selves. The selves? The father is part of the self. Right? They're in little sections. The selves. It starts with the mother, and then it has the father, and then it has the starborn, and then it has the eternal child. So the father and the mother and the daughter are here. But then the son is over here. Oh, that's, wow. It's like there's family energy here, very strong. Okay, this is the underline. The inner child, the child of joy. The eternal child is connected to the timeless, ageless, and infinite aspects of life. It is radiant and fearless and seeks joy above all else and at any cost. It struggles being bound to an aging body with physical limitations in a world that demands attention to detail and logistics. The eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibilities and go beyond what others say is possible. It wants to return, with plenty of friends, to the land of the free, where divine wine and creativity pour from the earth and sky. We all want to sip from the well of eternal youth, and this makes the eternal child naturally popular, perhaps even famous. The eternal child glimmers. It reminds us of what is possible, what is magical about this precious life. When in the light, it is joyful, playful, accepts all magic. When it is dark, it is addicted, selfish, adrift, and burns out. To go deeper with this energy, Icarus, Peter Pan, Rumi's Has Anyone Seen the Boy? Celebrity culture is based heavily on this archetype, as is the phrase live hard, die young, and the series of artists and musicians who died at 27. This archetype is so spirited that when its appetite for life isn't satiated, it seeks spirits and substance elsewhere. The eternal child struggles with addictions of all varieties. This is one of the deepest readings I have ever done. So, that's what I have. I'm going to go do the extended. Oh, what was I going to do in this extended? I had a whole plan here before I pulled out any cards. Is it even relevant? Well, yeah, okay. What is your strongest asset and how can you best use it to build on what supports you right now? That's the highest good energy. So that's what I'm going to focus on in the extended. Thank you so much, everybody. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.